came to me one day while taking a stroll. She said, Connor's, we need to speak. I feel I can touch your soul. But do you know the story of a strange land where our children had to sing a song? Well, as I look around the world and more than ever in my home, a question ponders on my soul. Are we living in a strange land, a strange land? The things are not how they were before. Are we living in a strange land, a strange land, where children are not children no more? She said long ago teens shamefully bowed their heads. If no bells did chime, but yet they barely swear. Now it's simply a fashion ravaging the town, while little boys during day and night terrorizing who living right. Are we living in a strange land? Yes, she really made me sit down and think, although I'm still wondering, are we living in a strange land? No need to mention all the crimes that going on. You have heard enough of that. My main concern is to go deep beyond and find what's wrong with our hearts. For when a man beholds the next human being and without remorse wipe him off the scene, then something foreign lies upon this lonely heart in love with guns. So her question lingers on. Are we living in a strange land, a strange land? The things are not how they were before. Are we living in a strange land, a strange land, where neighbors don't love neighbors no more? She said years ago when she used to walk the streets, with a smiling face and hats off men would greet. Now they either lack manners or they want to kill, like the Kaiso soldier who sing ABC. Look how he lose blood senselessly. Are we living in a strange land? She said, come, is this thing so strange to me? Go sing and rescue escape, because we living in a strange land.
Get alive, get alive.
So much potential this great nation has to be a force in the world. Look at the progress, yes, the country moving on, but we can't afford to doze. For along with progress comes invasion of foreign things that break our morals down. Then Gene and Dinah die for mates, just the way the latest breaks. Now the fatherless child has no mom to claim. Are we living in a strange land, a strange land, where we can't sing happy songs like before? Are we living in a strange land, where a village don't raise a child? No, I mean politicians, when the truth is that this thing has gone way beyond. We need to start from the basics by turning to God. For times before he saved his children, he can do the same for us as well, and make St. Kitts a great land. All it needs is a pledge from me and you to stop the talk and start the do. Let's make St. Kitts a a great land. But some may say to increase punishment. But by that stage we've lost our countrymen. We are losing our young ones to that foreign life. Let's attack our boys from the time they walk on how to act and how to talk to make St. Kitts a great land. Not because fathers have let down their sons. Mothers, please hold on to your girls and make St. Kitts a great land.
Sounds of the man King Congress. So let's make St. Kitts a safe land. So this is a strange land that we're living in. I'm DJ Mauricio and I'm coming to you live and direct from my bunker this evening. Yes, DJ Mauricio is still here in the Federation of St. Kitts Nevis. And this is another beautiful Wednesday evening as I come to you regularly from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. on a Wednesday. But before we get into the chit-chatter, and there's a lot to speak about this evening, there might be some of you who might be scrolling the web and running to us for the first time, and you might want to know what this program is all about. So let's take a quick listen to what this program is all about.
Wednesday evenings are heating up. Log on to DJ Mauricio's Facebook Live broadcast every Wednesday evening from 6 to 8 p.m. It's a frank and candid exploration into the social, cultural, political, and economic issues affecting our federation. And just in case you missed it, you can also catch the broadcast on his YouTube channel, DJ Mauricio. Subscribe to the channel on YouTube and smash that bell. You will be notified whenever he goes live. DJ Mauricio, every Wednesday evening, Facebook 6 to 8 p.m. or thereafter on his YouTube channel, DJ Mauricio. Log on.
Yes, you heard it right. That's DJ Mauricio YouTube channel there. You can catch the program there right following this live broadcast. Now, let me check and see what my boy Carbo have to say to us across there in the sister island, Nevis. Brother Carbo there in the Fountain area. Carbo, you look like you went to sleep. How are you doing, my brother? Hope all is well with you on the phone.
Carbo's, located at Fountain Village in Nevis, is the go-to spot for your Saturday treats. Tantalize your taste buds with his delectable Carbo's Delicacy Goat Water. Or, if you prefer some soul food, then Carbo's Punji and Fish is definitely the way to go. Call ahead and reserve at 869-663-9694. Then make your way over to Carbo's and enjoy the vibrant atmosphere while you savor your delicacy. Carbo's, we are not changing, we are only improving.
Food all over, food all over. You got the food all over.
Yes, you heard it right, Brother Carbo has the food all over there in Nevis, and Carbo does special events, so make sure you reach out to Brother Carbo and let him know that DJ Mauricio sent you. Now let's take a quick listen to what Sister Carmen have to tell us this evening. Carmen of Carmen Caterers, come in.
Girl Sandra, you know where you can find nice fresh local food 7 days a week, one provision and all kind of thing. Girl, where? Right down there by Shellings, by Carmen Catering Services. Girl, she opposite the bus stop. Girl, and she also cater for weddings, parties, anything you want to cater for, funeral and all. Girl, and trust me, you're gonna enjoy the food. And she also selling bites and sundaes. Opposite the our shop, right there in the main road. Girl, you could call 665-1494 or 663-6005 to order your food, go and pick up your food. Girl, the food that is finger licking and you get your money worth. You ain't want nothing better than that.
That's right. Sister Carmen is taking a break for this week. She'll be back on Friday at midday. So for you folks that have been checking for Carmen for the past 2 days, has taken a couple days off. She'll be back on Friday. So you can check Carmen this weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday over there in the Boyd's Village, right on the bus stop there. Let her know DJ Marisha sent you. Let's take a quick listen to my boy there, Brother Daniel, over in the Nevis Island.
Welcome to Strategies for Business Success, right here on 2020visionradio.com and on 102.1 FM with business development advocate Daniel Arthurton. Each week, Danny will build on a foundation to ensure your success in business. Being in business can be daunting, and Strategies for Business Success can help you avoid the pitfalls. Join Danny right here on 2020visionradio.com, on 102.1 FM, and on your other social media platforms every Tuesday evening at 7 p.m. That's right, Tuesday evenings at 7 p.m. The time and place for your business dreams to come true.
Hey, this is Malvern from Spectrum Band, and you're listening to DJ Marisha, playing you the best in Caribbean music. Hey, this is Malvern from Spectrum Band, and you're locked into DJ Marisha. Keep it locked.
Wednesday evenings are heating up. Log on to DJ Marisha's Facebook Live broadcast every Wednesday evening from 6 to 8 p.m. It's a frank and candid exploration into the social, cultural, political, and economic issues affecting our federation. And just in case you missed it, you can also catch the broadcast on his YouTube channel, DJ Marisha. Subscribe to the channel on YouTube and smash that bell. You will be notified whenever he goes live. DJ Marisha, every Wednesday evening, Facebook, 6 to 8 p.m. or thereafter on his YouTube channel, DJ Marisha. Log on.
Yes, you got that, people. Thanks for joining us this evening for yet another very interesting evening. However, this evening brings some very sad feelings at this time. A lot have transpired over the past few hours. I'm going to get into it later on in the program, but today woke up to some sad news of a serious accident there in the New Guinea area, over there in the Sandy Point area, for those of you who are familiar. There seems to be some serious casualties. Don't have a count of the deaths, but there seems to be some serious issues and that end. So I await the updates from the powers that be, who will let us know what the end results are overall with everyone. So I'm going to start off with a song this evening before I get too deep into the podcast. I want us to just say a prayer for the dearly departed and condolences to the family, friends. The whole nation is hurting this evening in regards to what transpired here this morning. I do not know who is wrong or right, but the incident took place, and we just have to come together as a nation and shed some blessings on everyone and our prime minister and the government and everybody that have to deal with this stuff. I also got some sad news this morning while dealing with that situation with the accident. Heard of my good friend there, Brother Bugner. I understand went missing since yesterday, but did not get the news until earlier today. Found out also that he too has since confirmed passed. So condolences to Brother Bugner, the Labor General, and his family. So to kick off this segment, I want to drop this track by one of our former king, now parliamentarian, the one, Brother King Congress. And this one is called One Song. So many good people. Let's say it for the nation.
Oh, how wide is love when we can sing one song, holding hands, moving on, in a world filled with love. Oh, how wide is love, but a good day to come when we sing all the parts to one song, one song, one song, one song, one song, one song. Every day another war begins, and every day a nation cries. Every day there's more senseless killing, and every day you wonder why. So do I. As we live in this world of terror, there is just one question: why we all can't get along? But when some in high places all they said is double standards, it's like a choir when singing the same song. Confusion, like when Uncle Sam and China hugging up and eating dinner. Yet it's pressure for Lil Cuba just to make up $1. And to Israel you're giving bombs, but on Iran you slam sanctions. What the hell you expect when one thing goes for one but not for everyone? They said, oh, how wide is love when we can sing one song, holding hands, moving on, in a world filled with love. Oh, how wide is love, but a good day to come when we sing all the parts to one song, one song, one song, one song. Every day we hear of religion, a saving grace for you and me. Every day we hear that each has the right solution, but there seems less love, hope and peace. How could this be? Have the forces of evil succeeded to separate me? Why we all can't pray as one? To say you worship one God but you can't get along is beyond me. All religion should be different parts of one song, a song of love. Not when you say I'm lost forever because I don't read the watchtower, or because one chooses to wear a beard means the other one can't be shaved. And when the longest wars in history are religious documentaries, then what world can we say if ourselves can behave? Oh dear God, help us please. I said, oh, how wide is love when we can sing one song, holding hands, moving on, in a world filled with love. Oh, how wide is love, but a good day to come when we sing all the parts to one song, one song, one song, one song, one song. Every day another gunshot rings, and every day a mother cries. Every day the realness of HIV stings. When a young soul has to die, tell me why have we forgotten to teach our children all the right morals, so they could know what's right from wrong? Or is it that the society song sounds like pure confusion, while gangster vibes singing in unison? the sun, so they listen. And when we let our sons run wild, while our daughters be keeping side, or when your children are never wrong, when the teachers complaining strong, and when parents actually step up, but the media promoting smart. A confused little boy is a lost little boy who could read plenty about. I said, oh, how wide is long, and we can sing one song, holding hands, moving on, in a world filled with love. Oh, how wide is long, but until day to come, when we sing all of us to one song, one song, one song, one song, every day in my little island. Some have lots of things to say. Every day they claim to love this land, but their actions seem to stray. Might I say, do we expect our leaders to do everything for our country, while we sit and criticize, instead of auditioning for a part in all lands of beauty? And politicians learning how to unite, not divide. And when you ball up national debt, but you can't pay your taxes yet, or when you paint an ugly picture for your political agenda, well, where the labor you never come, it's high time that we understand that for us to move on and our problems is all, boy, we must sing one song. I said, oh, how wide is love, then we can sing one song, holding hands, moving on, innocent gifts of love. Oh, how wide is love, but a good day to come, when we sing all of us to one song, one song, one song, one song. Oh, how wide is love, when we can sing one song, holding the hand, moving on, in my sing gifts of love. Oh, how wide is love, but a good day to come, when we sing all of us to one song, one song, one song, one song, one song, one song. Hey, hey.
Yeah, Sound of the King Kong is there. One song, one song. That's what we need to be singing at this time as a nation. You know, like anything else, we are human being, and we do make a little mistake here and there. The beauty about those mistakes is when you can acknowledge them and make the corrections moving forward. I had a very, very hard-hitting program set up for this evening. And the reason why I was going to go very hard this evening with this program is because it's my second to last program of the season. As you know, we are in the season for Sugar Mass 53 here in St. Kitts Nevis. And I decided tonight I was going to hit some serious topics that is affecting us to ensure that our ministers of government, our ministers in parliament, every last one of them, opposition and government, understand the cries of the people at the street. But the tragedies that came online today basically left me in some kind of frame of mind. Have some sympathies, some serious sympathies. I saw the Prime Minister earlier walking into the JNF to do, I guess, what is a press conference or news item in regards to the tragedy. And as I've said to people time and time again, when I come here on a Wednesday evening, I come here not to cuss, not to look for likes, not to look for love, but to speak the things true to power. What is affecting our country, what is affecting the community, what is affecting the people. Not to bring down a government, but to give direction to what is happening on the streets, what the people are saying. As I've said time and time again, our ministers of government, when they're in campaign mode, they'll meet you on the beach if they have to, because they need that vote. But once they get into office, it seems as though they get a different type of phone. The phone does not work with Flow and Digicel anymore. They might have it working on Verizon and T-Mobile and them in the US, so you cannot get them. It becomes a long distance call, right? But we're gonna have to deal with issues head on without folks taking it as if you are cursing a government or bringing a government. You have to bring them back to reality. Because you see, we know when they're out there campaigning, they know what is taking place with the government in power. They do not know what they're dealing with. And when they get in there, I said this to Dr. Joe at the time. You're on the campaign trail. You guys have 7 pillows that you're campaigning on. We know what they are. When you get there, we do not know whether or not you'll be able to fulfill those things. But what you need to do is to do some serious, fast investigation. And the issues that you may run into, let the public know right away. Because if you're going to play games and hide things from the people, you're staying there for 2 months, that problem becomes your problem, you know. And that is where we are today, my good people, with this CBI situation. And though the former Team Unity administration, which comprised of 3 parties, the People's Action Movement, led at the time by Sean K. Richards, the Concerned Citizen Movement, CCM, led by Premier Brantley, who is currently the government local government there, Nevis, where Brantley is also the leader of the opposition in the federal parliament. And don't forget the man that out there these days beating his chest, saying he's the next prime minister, Timothy Harris and his PLP party. Those 3 parties did some serious damage to this country, to where we are right now. And I'm hearing a lot of chatter out there about if he used to thief, at least he used to share. So we want him back because he's sharing. Prime Minister Joe is not sharing. These are some very irresponsible statements I'm hearing from our citizens of St. Kitts and Nevis. We got to think about country, not this selfish behavior, right? So this evening, though I would love to stay away from the CBI, and though I would like to come with a more humble program this evening, my better judgment for the benefit of the country is that I have to speak about the CBI situation. So, though I'm going to modify the podcast this evening and be a little more mild, I still have to deal with the CBI situation. Because when I talk to the people on the street, we have visitors in town from the UK, from the US, who does not even understand what is going on. They don't understand the mess that the former administration left us in. Dr. Drew has been blamed for stuff that he did not do. My only issue with Prime Minister Drew at the moment, I have not had an opportunity to have a one-on-one with him. So since I don't have the opportunity, and it appears as though they're going to be hanging out for Sugar Mass, and I won't have the opportunity to speak with him before Sugar Mass, let's speak this evening, Prime Minister Joe. I got the time. You can listen, or somebody can tell you what Marisha is saying. Because as I've said previously, we campaigned on many things. I was a part of that campaign. I led the charge, starting at the St. Kitts Nevis mission in Manhattan. I started the charge there. And you know something? There's a young lady by the name of Naomi Ward Batcher. She was very supportive during my quest to get rid of the former administration. And it was not even the administration I was going after. I had to get rid of Tim, the former PM. And I gave Sean Richards and Mark Brantley the opportunity to walk away and go back to the people. But since they decide now, Tim was the best PM, ignore denies, ignore Marisha, I decided, well, okay, I got to go. But it was not the administration I was after. And I want people to understand these things. Because people out there saying, oh, Marisha, we hear you and Timothy was best friend and you and him fall out. Timothy and I wasn't best friend. Timothy was a part of the Labour administration. That's where I met him. Douglas was there for 20 years. And Douglas, too, after a while, hearing aid wasn't working. He wasn't listening. So when I heard people from his party like Sam Kanda and Dwyer Astafan and Timothy and them talking certain things, and I see certain actions for myself, I said, man, after 20 years, let Douglas go rest himself. Let's try something new. So I had no problem with the change in 2015. But what I didn't realize is that we're changing for the worse. And I can confirm to you this evening, we change for the worse because this country is in a mess right now. And I can recall speaking to Prime Minister Joyner and saying to him at the time, Dr. Joyner, Prime Minister, I am campaigning on your behalf. When you get in there, please don't go make the mistake that they're making, you know. Because if I have to come here to speak the things them, I'm going to be more upset with you than them. I'm going to be harder on you than them because my grandmother told me, when your own lies bite you hard. And this is where we are today. We got to call the things them for what they are. Whether they're comfortable, whether we like what I'm saying or not, is neither here or there. It's about whether I'm speaking the facts, and better or not, the Prime Minister and his team is willing to listen and make the correction, because they can make the correction and we can move forward. It is not like a situation with the former team union administration where it was transactional and they're fighting each other and nobody wanted to give in. So they mash up the house, they throw out the baby with the bath water. It's not that situation with the Labour administration right now. The issues that the people are speaking about is stuff that can be corrected and can be fixed. So I'm speaking to my good friend Naomi Ward this evening because I can recall she telling me right down at the mission. She said, Marisha is supporting you now, you know, because I want to see my Labour Party get in. But if they start messing up, don't call me because I'm not come support you. I'm not help you to get rid of my Labour Party. So I know many of your Labour stalwarts out there and Labour supporters out there, people like my good friend Joseph Glassford and them, Buchanan. I know you all don't like to hear me talk the things them, but what I'm talking is to the benefit of the Labour Party, the Labour administration, the people and the country. Because if we don't talk the things them, bring out the facts and fix the problems, fix the glitches, we're going to be like the blackout we had island-wide last night, you know. I am an electrician by trade, over 40 plus years of experience. And I can say to you, Mr. Minister Canwes, if you smell something burning in a power plant, you should be able to isolate, not shut down a whole country because you smell something burning. So I do not know who you all have up there working, but I'm going to say to you all, DJ Marisha is on the ground. If you all want some little advice, it's not going to cost you nothing. Ask a question. But nobody going to fool me off about last night. Something else is amiss. You cannot shut down a whole country because you smell something burning. Not like that. Right? So let's start with that and put that aside, my good people. That's first and foremost. Now, I'm going to play a clip right now. And this clip might hurt some people, but I have to play the clip because I have some information to explain. And I want us to understand why we are having this conversation. Because I've said time and time again, during the 2022 federal campaign, we campaigned several things. The CBI, the prison project, the fake marriages, the electoral office, minimum wages, and we can go on and on and on and on and on. So when the Prime Minister going to come and tell me, no, that he won't aware of certain things with the CBI. He won't aware of the wasted money. He won't aware of the corruption in the farm administration. He won't aware of the underselling of certificates for passport. I have a problem with that, my good people. So let's deal with it right now. Let's take a quick listen to the then Dr. Joe and his campaign.
I want to announce tonight as well, because I want you to listen closely. And that is why I am taking my time. In this regard, I want to announce tonight as well that every worker in St. Kitts and Nevis who contributes to social security shall each year receive 2 6-month dividend payments from the proceeds derived from the CBI program. I am going to say that again, because there are those who are making millions and possibly billions, and you, the people of St. Kitts and Nevis, you can't see it sometime. And that is why I'm saying that each year you will receive 2 payments of dividend that will be placed in an account for you, the citizens of St. Kitts and Nevis.
We're coming in stronger than ever. We're coming in stronger than ever. We're coming in stronger than ever.
That is for you. Billions of dollars in the CBI program, and you ain't know where the money going. But on the labor, you will know where the money will go. Because all of our people in St. Kitts and in Nevis must benefit.
So my good people, this is July 28th of 2022. While on the campaign trail, the then opposition trying to get into office, they tell you about this 2 dividends. They never put a number on it, you know. They never put a number on it. But I want to believe, if I'm not mistaken, and my good folks online, I know you guys are going to keep me honest. So you guys can hit me up and correct me if I'm wrong in the comment thread. But I think some dividends was paid, I think, in 2023. But there's so much mixed information that we've been receiving. At one point, the country was struggling, the money was there. What we see them on the plane, as the people say, every week they go someplace. Only them know where they're going, you know. We spoke about good governance. We spoke about transparency, freedom of information, integrity in public life, and all this good stuff, you know. But I can say that for many of them, I'm not seeing it. If you good citizens are seeing it, fine, no problem. But I am speaking from DJ Marisha perspective. There are many things that we campaign on, and my archives is full with those clips. I can play them all night. And while the people are crying on the street and complaining, they are valid complaint. I know some of you living in the diaspora who might have life a little better than the people here, who into the party politics business. You all cuss people telling them, oh, shut up all you want. Are you too having us? Are you to this? Are you to that? But people are really hurting in this country. There are people that are really hurting. And if because of the carelessness or the miscalculation or the misrepresentation of funds that is available, that is not available to give to the people, just come clean, Mr. Prime Minister. Just come clean and tell the people what the situation is. Because I hear some people asking questions. And the question is about whether or not they're going to get a double. And the response to the question should be yes or no. But we're getting some long explanation. So let's deal with the money part of it again. Because it's a very simple question. Is there money to pay a double? Yes or no? This is December. We're almost in the middle of December, almost the end of the year. If I'm not mistaken, The Parliament should be in session now to plan for the next year, for 2025. So we should know at this point in time already whether there's funds left over, funds available for a double salary or not. We should not be hearing these innuendos about whether money is there or not. So, Mr. PM, this is DJ Marisha speaking, you know. You're a big supporter. You're a boy, you're confident. And as I said, if we cannot have the conversation in private, we're going to have it in public. So this question by EK last week on freedom, and your response, DJ Marisha have a problem with it? It's a simple yes or no question.
Has been asking for a longest while. You going to pay double?
Right, so let me, well, I hear you clearly. And what we do normally when we do, just like how we pay the independents, we will do an assessment of where we're at. And that assessment would be to determine if there is room to pay a bonus, as I will call it, yes or no. And based on what we have to do presently in bailing out the development bank and social security, that room is not as wide as we would want it to be. That is why I tell you I have to make a tough decision. I would say to the FS, please, the money first have to save and protect these institutions, and let us look at where we're at. So whereas I could have spoken definitively in the past and say we have enough room here, I can say today that we may not have enough room, but we are managing the situation accordingly. That is why I say my decision might be a tough, unpopular decision, but my decision must be recorded.
And Mr. PM, my opinion must be recorded as well, because I don't agree with that response. My opinion, I have to let you know. You could do better than that. That was a simple yes or no question. It appears as though while you guys was in opposition, you was not even thinking about being in government, because in those days, the things was not really set yet to say we're going to have election in 22. In those days, it was a one-man fight. DJ Marish was taking all of the punch and the blows from the farmer hag. And you all sit back, so you're sipping your water and minding your business. While I was campaigning for election in 22, you know, I remember my boy Dwyer asked me a question one night on this podcast. Him and Sam Kanda were here. And Dwyer asked me, he said, Jeffrey, tell me something. Election was in 2020. Federal elections was in 2020. Which means election is not constitutionally due until 2025. We are in 2021. You are campaigning for election in 22. How that gonna happen? And I said to Brother Dwyer, you know, I said, Dwyer, there's some big stone around Old Road Bay. Do you think DJ Marisha can go around and pick up one of those stones and bring it to St. Paul's in his vehicle? Dwyer said no. I said, but if DJ Marisha get a 2-pound hammer, a chisel, and a bucket, and I go around there every night and chip off some of that stone, can't I move it to my yard in St. Paul's? He said yes. I said, well, pay attention, because I'm going to chip away at them until they come honest with the people. Because they had the internal fight from day one, but they're telling the people to ignore the noise. Country running good, everything is nice. Premier Band is the best prime minister ever. That was the farmer had. But today, you know where that stands. But during this time, we actually had an ambassador to the United Nations, where the country, the tax dollars of this federation, was paying for them to stay in a hotel, living a lavish life in New York City, representing us at the highest level at the United Nations. Doing a weekly talk show on a Monday and Thursday, my good friend Ian Patches Libard, whether he liked me or not, he's still my friend. And he made a statement. And I'm going to play the clip, because it appears as though with what taking place currently, this prime minister, this government, want us to prove Patch is correct by accepting all this nonsense that we're hearing. But Dwyer had said to me, Mr. Marisha, who want to be in that 90+% of Nagano sense. You and I gonna be in the 5%, you know. We have sense. So we have to do our part. So let's take a quick listen to Brother Ian Patches Liebert back then, pre the past election.
And you know, we boast of 98% literacy in St. Kitts Nevis. But when we execute a common sense test, over 90% of us failed. 90% of the people failed a common sense test.
That is what Ian Patches Liebert said at the time. And he seems to be correct. Because we still have some people who wants to see this present government making similar mistakes, mimicking the same situation of the former administration. But if you speak on it to get some correction, they say you're against the government. You're against Prime Minister Joe. Well, I think Prime Minister Joe as a doctor have some sense, you know. I honestly believe that he have some sense because I had the opportunity during COVID to go to Prime Minister Joe, at the time, Dr. Joe, to get my paperwork to go and get my tests and stuff, the prescription to do my COVID tests, right? So I am of the view that Prime Minister Joe have sense, and I want to believe that Prime Minister Joe understand the conversation that DJ Marisha is having. And Prime Minister Joe need to let the country know the facts. I have a document here now. I have a document here, right? And this document, it appears as though it's a letter that was sent to some of those agencies that deal with our CBI, that process applications for citizenship and investment. I'm going to read it here. It says, "Dear Sir, Madam, you are granted citizenship of St. Christopher and Nevis pursuant to an application for citizenship based on investment in our approved public good infrastructure project. Under St. Christopher Nevis Citizenship by Investment Regulation number 52 of 2011, as amended by St. Christopher Nevis Citizenship Investment Regulation number 7 of 2022. The Minister of National Security, Immigration and Citizenship of the Government of St. Kitts and Nevis has received allegations along with supporting document, that is your client facilitation agreement with the RIF Trust Latitude and other related document, suggested that despite the acknowledgement in your citizenship application that you are aware of the investment sum allocated with your application, you invested less than the acknowledged and lawful investment sum. By St. Kitts and Nevis law, the Minister of National Security, Immigration and Citizenship, the government of St. Kitts and Nevis can deprive you of your citizenship if he concludes that it was obtained by false representation, fraud, or willful cancellation of material facts, and it is not conducive to the public good that you and your dependent applicants, if any, should remain citizenship of our country, given the referred information, document, and law that the Minister of National Security, Immigration and Citizenship of St. Kitts and Nevis, that you are dependent co-applicants with the following notice. And basically, it went on to says that notice of citizenship at cap 1.05, unless you are on or before December 31st, 2024, provide documentary evidence to the satisfaction of the minister in writing by email or address to the National Security Office. They have all the information there. Basically, they're telling the people, you provide these information or your citizenship maybe could be revoked. Now, my good people, these are not things that Marisha is saying. These are serious matters that are currently ongoing. I do not know how many of you are paying attention. I don't know how many of you are paying attention. But if you guys pay attention and go back during the campaign of 22, front and center on the campaign trail was our CBI. How much passports sold? How much money is there? Where's the money? Who's doing this? The former Prime Minister, Timothy Harris, was bragging that Douglas have tried in numerous occasions to get a new prison built in our beloved Federation, and he couldn't find a way of doing it. But Timothy, the brainster, the master, was able to work out a plan through our CBI process to get a brand new prison. And they hail it as the biggest thing. That was prior to him firing 6 from his cabinet. Because prior to May of 22, everybody was best prime minister ever, country running good. That was during that Team Unity administration. But after 6 of them was fired in May, Premier Brantley went on his podcast and spoke about the underselling of the certificates and the passport like sugar cake and black pudding. Now, my good people, I do not know who this individual is, but I love the breakdown that they put in place. And that brings me back to this evening to try and bring this conversation to you, the general public. As I said, this conversation is not about bringing down government. This conversation is not about making Dr. Ju look bad, our Prime Minister Ju look bad, but it's about addressing the troubling matter that, if it's not dealt with, going to affect us, the country, and the future of this country and future generations. It has to be addressed. As hard as it may be to accept, we have to address it. And again, I want to thank Mr. Martinez and his MSR team, because without that RICO lawsuit, the information that I am reading to you now, we wouldn't have this information. A lot of the information that we have currently, we would not have it, because everybody was kicking it like a football. The former Prime Minister come and give you a little thing here, a little thing there, never come straight with the information. Prime Minister Joe went in and you ask him questions about the CBI and he kick it around. You refer you to the CIU. I think at the time was Mikey Martin. Now I think it's my boy Blanchett that is there. But the matter is out of hand and it needs to be dealt with. However it's dealt with, the problem was not created by this Labour administration. The problem was not created by Prime Minister Joe. But Prime Minister Joe, if you continue down this road, you're going to become complicit to the problem. Let's deal with it head on. Give it to the people like it is, because tonight, DJ Marisha got some information here now. And I am not in that 90% of people are going to common sense at parties. I got a little sense. So I want us together to just pay attention to these line items. There's some line item here, some 10 of them, and I want us to listen to a response to the letter that the government sent to one of those agencies. And line item 1, it says clients underpaid Galaxy. Government and agents were all aware. Let me repeat that. 1, clients underpaid Galaxy. Government and agents were all aware. That is line number 1, my good people. That I want aware of. Maybe Dr. Drew knew. Somebody else knew. I wasn't aware. But now, according to court records that was filed, according to information that are coming out, it is clear that unless somebody going to prove us wrong, it is a fact that clients underpaid Galaxy for their CBI, whatever, and the agents and the government were aware. 2, government got their fee of 30 to 50K. I think for the prison project, depending on family size. So line number 2, they're saying the government fee out of that 175,000 or 275,000 for our CBI, for our passport, all the government got out of that deal was 30 to 50,000 for this prison project, you know. Timothy Harris said that he did a good job with that project. So our CBI, whether they pay, I don't know if you're online, but somebody who is online that know the correct figure. It's either 175K or 250K, whatever it is. Someone who is online, please put in the correct number. But the government fees, all the government get out of that is 30 to 50K, depending on the size of a family. And I understand a family could go up to as much as 4. So we're going to multiply the population of St. Kitts Nevis by 4 for $30,000 to $50,000. That's what the government was getting, right? 3, the agents got their commissions. Clients got their passport. You understand that? The government got 30 to 50K. The agents got their commissions, and the clients got their passport. So I want you all to work out that number. The top number, whether it's 175,000 or 200 plus thousand, the government get 30 to 50 out of it, and the agents get their commissions. So all of that money gone to individuals, not to the country, not to you, the citizens. So what this individual is clearly saying, this letter that the government send to these agents asking for additional monies, the government cannot demand any more money because they got their 30 to 50K that they're entitled to. So all that other money out there, somebody has to tell us where the money gone. Who sell out the country? It is not the current Labour administration, my good people. It is not Prime Minister Jew. Prime Minister Jew and his cabinet met this thing in place. We need to pay attention. Follow the conversation. If Prime Minister Jew does not recall this agreement or do something about it, then we have a serious problem. Because the country was sold down the drain by the former administration or by the former Prime Minister, leaving us with an empty bag. Number 4, line item, is saying the only party that has been underpaid here is Galaxy. So then you're telling me the only party here that has been underpaid is Galaxy, which means Galaxy gets whether 175,000 or 200 whatever thousand, and they give 30,000 or 50,000 to the government and they keep the rest. That's what this person is saying. Number 5, and Galaxy wanted to be underpaid. That was their whole business model. Now you hear this. This is where the crux of the matter is. Galaxy wanted to be underpaid. That was their whole business model. But how was Galaxy able to sell the passport for under that price? The magic question is, instead of Galaxy getting 10,000 units, 500 units, 1,000 units, they got 5,500 units. So because they have all of that extra certificates or units, they was able to sell it at a discount and get a more attractive thing. This where MSR Media and Mr. Martinez came into play, my good people. Because if it's factual, MSR had whether 500 or 700 units. And in order for them to meet their demand or their responsibility, they had to sell it at the legal price in order to make those funds. But because Galaxy was able to get extra, they could sell for less and get a better turnover on our backs. And these folks out there call themselves citizens and sensible people are cussing Mr. Martinez for bringing this matter to light. But my good people, I would hope that there's some loophole in that arrangement of that prison. I would hope that the AG and his team could find some loophole to turn back this horse, because it is not good for our people. This arrangement was not good for our people. That kind of money should not be going into Galaxy or any other agent hand. The government, the people of this country should have been getting a little more than that, a lot more than that. And had that matter been addressed, then are you asking for double? Or you might have been able to get triple or quadruple if we did not allow the farmer administration to sell our country down the drain. That is where we are, you know. These are the facts. So line 6 is saying the government is now asking for the difference. And if what I heard Timothy Harris said, and if what the arrangement are, basically line 7 here is correct, technically there's nothing owed to the government, you know, because the government got their prescribed fee of 30 to 50K. So is the other people out there, the agents and other bad actors, as the Prime Minister called them, that get shortchanged? But overall, it's the country that got shortchanged and its people. And I want us to pay close attention to this, because it's a serious matter. The only party that could technically own anything is Galaxy. Where how Galaxy end up? How Galaxy end up owning St. Kitts? How could Galaxy, whoever is Galaxy, I don't know who they are. How could Galaxy come into this country to build a prison and end up getting more than 2/3 of the cost of our CBI and spending less than 1/3 to build a prison? Which part of this makes sense? And then you all want to kill Brother Martinez to highlight this? Or you want to kill the DJ or cuss the DJ because the DJ is talking the things then? The Prime Minister and his team need to get up off their backside and do the necessary work to ensure that this matter is revoked. This is where it's at. Not too long ago, you know, I went across the waters trying to do some awareness march for the green people over there. And I realized they was not doing what they're supposed to do. And I tell them to get up off their lazy ass and do their work. They get upset with me and say, I too pushy. A couple of weeks ago, a young lady came in from St. Lucia at their conference and tell them laziness cannot get you elected. And they clap her, you know. They clap her, they welcome her. But she wasn't in the trench with them like I was, seeing what was going on. I was in the trench and I saw the laziness. They're calling for the Prime Minister, for everybody to come across to the sister island to do their work for them. But they want to sit back. Just talk on a radio on a Monday and a Thursday night and on a Saturday. And that's supposed to change government. We got some serious issues on our hand here in our beloved Federation of St. Kitts Nevis. And I know you are getting ready for Sugar Mass. You all could enjoy your Sugar Mass. But DJ Marisha cannot be in good conscience. Sit back and see these things taking place and don't speak about them. It does not help me, does not help the country, does not help the people, does not help the government at hand. You understand? So let's tell them to number 9. But Galaxy agreed to a lower price with the client, so they are not owed anything. Yes? Galaxy agreed to the lower price with the client, so they are not owed anything. The government gets what is due to them. So nobody is owed anything according to 10. So there's a footnote here. And lest we forget, it was a current government that approved the overwhelming majority of the prison projects application. Again, we started talking about the farmer administration. But this individual is highlighting that the majority of application that was approved was done by this current Labour administration, Prime Minister Drew. So I need to know, who are these advisors? Who are these advisors? Is the Prime Minister listening to his advisors? The Attorney General, what are you doing here? What do you have to say about this matter? Because you all got a raise to do a good job, you know. And in Parliament, you said that the idea of you all getting the raise is to make sure nobody come and bribe you all and you all take the bribe. That you all could forget about the bribe and because you're getting a salary, you're going to do your work. But according to this information, it looked like nobody was doing their work. Everybody was sleeping. Because before Dr. Drew could have signed off on any application or approve any of these things, we campaign on it. We campaign on these issues, so how we end up here. So in this footnote again, it's saying, now let's say that from 5K clients, half pay up. Let's say the difference and the average is 80K. That's 400 million US dollars. So you all want to tell me 400 million US dollars will not be doing well for the people at this time? Huh? 400 million US dollars will do well for St. Kitts at this time. Nevis too. Because Premier Brantley said he don't want to hear no story, you know, he wants to hear share. My good people, these documents I'm reading from them, they make me shiver. When you hear the amount of monies that this country was robbed by people that we elect to take care of us and the country. Continue with the footnote. By what right does the government place this in its own coffers? It was never supposed to go to the government, but to the developer. So if the money was supposed to go to the developer and the prison costs less than a third of what the developer is making, where all the money went? Where is the money? Well, according to Mr. Martinez, you know, he knows where some of the money is. And as a matter of fact, following this podcast this evening, he's going to be going live as well. And he's going to be giving some information, my good people. So, follow the money, follow the information. And I'm going to tell you all at this time, you know. There's a question on this thing. Will the government pay US 400 million to Galaxy? That is the question here in the footnote. Because that is the money would be owed to Galaxy. That money should be coming to the country. But instead of it coming to the country, because there was no escrow account set up as it should for the money to come to the country, I understand the arrangement was to forego the escrow account and the monies went straight to Galaxy. In final, here in the footnote, he said it would be absolutely hilarious if Galaxy, the source of the whole saga, end up walking away from it all with no legal consequences, while its client lose their citizenship. Now, what is really puzzling me are our citizens is so baff and so locked up in their political dilemma, supporting a party, supporting a politician than the country, and is willing to go along with this kind of mess to deteriorate the fabric of this lovely island. My good people, it is not easy. It does not smell good. And as I said earlier, I am not here to undermine the government, curse the government, but I am here to say to Prime Minister Joe that it cannot be more questions than answers. We campaign for answers. We campaign for change. And I'm going to ask Sister Anastasia to come and help me out here, because I have a wish list. Come Parliament, we don't want just to hear about a budget. We want some response, honest response to this saga, this CBI saga, before the end of the year. Because this thing is not going to end up well for this country if it's not dealt with. Based on the information that I have received, and this is good information, it's not going to end well. So let's take a quick listen to my girl, Sister Anastasia.
To end the world's salvation. That from the ravages of cancer. Please leave that cure under my Christmas tree. For AIDS and HIV, Santa, won't you help me to put an end to this human tragedy? To put an end to this human tragedy. Please, please. Industrial pollution, the ozone's depletion, soil contamination, the avian flu. At 30 in the morning, I'm stressing about global warming. Is this the world that I've brought my daughter to? Now they're saying on the radio, we need prostitution here and to legalize homosexuality. How can we raise God-fearing children in this crazy atmosphere? For me, this is too much modernity. Utopia, oh utopia, how I long for sweet utopia, where man and nature stride in harmony, where our sons and daughters will have a brighter future, and war and strife are ancient history. Santa Claus. For corrupt politicians, please bring a double portion of morality and integrity. Santa, bring them some wisdom so they can make right decisions and put an end to this insanity. And put an end to this insanity. Please, please. 'Twas no Christmas morning, my daughter awakened and headed straight to the Christmas tree. Mommy, 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 she screamed excitedly. Did Santa bring anything for me? I said yes, baby, but before you open your toys, let's kneel and say a prayer for all the little girls and boys out there who will never know the joy of a family to share in a world of which we claim to care. It is said if your mind conceives and you truly believe, you're bound to achieve your heart's desire. So I decided to go to the one from whom our blessings flow. And so I knelt in prayer with my daughter. For the millions of children abandoned and forsaken, please won't you send them some Christmas cheer? Please guide and protect them, and in your kindness keep them, as we pray for peace in this new coming year. As we pray for peace in this new coming year. Amen, amen.
Yes, my good people. As Anastasia says, I am praying for peace and prosperity for the Federation in the coming year. And we had a very, very interesting 2024. I'm looking forward to a much more successful 2025. And if we don't speak out now, when will we speak out? There's a saying, if we can't be corrected without being offended, how will we grow in life? If we cannot be corrected without being offended, how will we go in life? If we cannot speak about what we're seeing going wrong to our representatives, our colleagues, our ministers of government, our oppositions, if we cannot let them know what they are doing wrong, because we let them to do a job, you know. So if we cannot tell them where they're going wrong, why should they correct it if we like it so? My grandfather used to have a saying, you know, who no crazy know what they're doing. Tom drunk, Tom no fool. These politicians who was in there prior to this one, they knew that they wanted money. They knew they need to get a raise. So they put a committee in place to check out a percentage for them to get their raise. So they took care of that. God make it happen that they did not get back in there to get the raise. The administration took over. They did not say, let's put it on the side for now and let's move on and do stuff for the poor people, you know. They decided to take the recommendation, and I supported it. I have no problem with people getting what is due to them. But while I'm going to support you getting pay for service, I'm also going to demand that you do the service. You can't be doing a half-assed job and demanding full pay. How many of you are going to put a contractor in your house to do a job, and then this is some bullshit job and you're going to pay them full? Or your vehicle get into an accident and you take it to the body shop and they do some half-assed job and they expect to be paid. How many are you going to do it? So why should we settle to pay these folks down there on Church Street good salary and giving us some shabby representation? Then people in Nevis maybe like it so. If they like it so in Nevis, then you're going to Nevis go live with them. But not down here in Sugar City. Not in St. Kitts. As long as DJ Marisha has health and strength in his body, doesn't matter who they put in that house over there. Until I close off this program, I'm going to continue to speak truth to power. The situation is, you know, Timothy Harris used to ask me to be here. If he didn't lock my ugly ass down in Royal St. Kitts for quarantine, I would not be here. And you, the people, asked me to continue the program, keep folks updated with what's taking place. But it seems as though, for some of you, things only wrong, all depends of who is doing the wrong at the time. It was wrong if Harris was doing it. As a matter of fact, it was wrong when Butcher was doing it. It was wrong when Simmons was doing it. It was wrong when Douglas was doing it. It was wrong when Timothy was doing it. But if we're getting the same treatment under this administration, no, Marisha, don't say nothing because you support Prime Minister Joe. Well, Clemmy didn't teach me nothing like that, you know. Joe Boehner didn't teach me nothing like that either, you know. And for the life of me, I do not know why some of you ain't get it as yet. If elections were to come tomorrow, next week, next month, at this moment, I don't see any opposition in St. Kitts to challenge the Labour administration, you know, or the Labour Party. But I guarantee you, all of them would not win their seat currently. I guarantee you that, based on what I'm hearing on the ground. And I don't want to hear that, because I know the Labour Party has the ability to do right by the people. I am confident of that. But for whatever reason, Prime Minister Joe and his team got some misfit around them. Some people beg and borrow and do all kind of nonsense. And out there trying to tell us what we are seeing is not seen. What we are feeling, we are not feeling. How people are going to tell you what you're seeing and how to feel? We know what is taking place. We can see it in broad daylight. We got individuals out there thousands of citizens. Some just finished high school, some finish university, and they're here. They don't have nothing to do. There's no work. There are citizens overseas who would like to come back home. They can't come back because there's nothing for them to do. While we got people here on multiple boards, have a regular job, and they hand 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 boards. Doing what? Making the same mistakes over and over. These functionaries are not functioning. Like Dwyer says, spear pegs in round holes. I've seen it. I have seen it, so I can speak about it. Nobody picking up a phone call me while I'm in the Bronx, broadcasting from me attic, like Premier Bandlers will call me. I'm not broadcasting from overseas. I am on the ground. I'm seeing what is happening. These advisors, they're either not advising, or the Prime Minister ignoring them, or the Cabinet ignoring them. Either way, we cannot continue like this. And things need to be changed right away. I have put my chest out there on some of these ministers. I never find a more lying man than the Deputy Prime Minister in my life. He's yet to tell me the truth. I give him opportunities after opportunities to redeem himself. He tell more lie than Derek. I got a friend in New York, they're from Jamaica, you know. Derek's supposed to be one of my domino players. And Derek pull all kind of things, not pull, but try to pull all kind of things over my eyes. And one day when he started with his lie and he realized that I caught him in his lie, Derek started to laugh. He said, DJ, you know, when I was younger in Jamaica, I used to tell so much lies, I used to believe them myself. I said, Derek, not when you was younger. You're still telling the lies them today. And you still believe in them. And this is why I said to myself, I am convinced that some of these politicians we have here in our beloved federation, they tell so much lie that they convince themselves that they're telling the truth. They don't think they're lying to us. Because if they think they were lying to us, they would not lie to us. They got a disease. We, the citizens, have to correct them. We have to let them know. Just like how they bullshit you and wave you off and go and smile and say, well, when I study, you got to let them know that you know what they're doing. You got to let them know. My good people. Now, it's about 20 minutes after 7, and we're only going until 8, as I said earlier. Mr. Martinez, MSR Media, he'll be doing a podcast at the top of the hour, so he'll be bringing some information to you guys. And by the way, next Wednesday, for my final podcast for this year, I have invited Mr. Martinez. So you nationals at home and abroad, get your questions and line up, because as I told Mr. Martinez, this ain't gonna be no baby conversation. You have made certain claims on our Prime Minister and the country, and I want to see the facts and I want to hear the facts. So, are you ready to deal with me openly? Because anybody sit before me on this podcast, answer the question, them, Because if you don't answer them, I'm going to let you know exactly how I feel. And Mr. Martinez said, Mr. Marisha, whatever question you want to ask me, I'm open to answer them. So I said, okay, see you next Wednesday, the 18th of December, 6 p.m. sharp, St. Kitts Nevis time. Let's speak to the people of St. Kitts and Nevis. Because since we can't get any straight answers from the people that is paid to represent us, and you are the individual that bust this thing on the scene, let's have an open conversation. And I would hope you good citizens, when Mr. Martinez come here, I would hope that you all give the respect, listen to what the gentleman have to say, and check, and verify, and double check, and verify. Because you all have these ministers of government pulling wool over your eye, lying to your ass, day in and day out, and you all just support blindly. DJ Marisha is not doing that. My good people, we have some serious matters going on in our beloved federation. Some serious, serious matters. There's a young lady by the name of Joycelyn Strawn. She was killed a couple of weeks back in a road accident there in Keys Village. When I saw her picture on social media, the lady is smiling. Very lovely lady. She smiled like me. You know, very lovely lady. And some days later, I got a call from my godmother. And she said to me, Jeffrey, you heard about that incident with the lady got killed in Keys? I said, yes. She said, you know who she is? I said, no. She said, well, that lady father and your father is two brothers. I said, what? She said, yes. That lady father and your father is two brothers. And she gave me the rundown. She goes as far as telling me that the lady father was killed on Christina. If I go and check the memorial, I will see the name there and stuff like that. So this is about the second person in my family that there's a family member that I knew for years, grew up here in St. Paul's, that passed away. I went to the funeral in New York earlier in the year. And it's only while reading the obituary, I realized that we was close family based on the Marisha title. Now, I put myself out the way to reach out to the family members for Sister Joycelyn, as my godmother requested I did. And it turned out that she has a son by the name of Alex. So I met Alex during the times of doing the autopsy. And we had a good conversation and we verified that, yes, we family. Had him speak to my godmother and we confirm all of that. Now let's fast track to last Saturday. Last Saturday, I woke up to the alarming information of a double death there accident last Saturday morning. And as you scroll through social media, you see the Prime Minister sending his condolences and say he spoke to some family members, and if anyone have access to the other family members, let him know, whatever. I see Douglas, Conwys, P.S. Martin, everybody sending their condolences. And I said, that's good, you know. They're taking some time out. So I choose to call my cousin Alex. And I asked him a direct question. Well, actually message him. I didn't hear back from him, so I called him. I said, I have a question to ask you, straightforward question. I said, your mother got killed in a roadside accident. Have you heard from the Prime Minister or any ministers of government? And the straightforward answer was no. So I want to know why, when incidents happens in this country, why it is so selective for these ministers of government to take time out to reach out to people and understand that they're there to represent people and to do what they can to help people get along in life. You don't always have to be money. You don't have to have money to give to everybody, but be the leader. So I am very disappointed to this point that my cousin got killed and the family still have not heard from these individuals that we have there running the country who supposed to love our people, you know. And I know some of you are going to say again, I'm cussing. I'm not cussing, just talking the things then. Because guess what? I still on the matter of my good brother there, you know. Brother Khan said words. You know, today I am still waiting. The family is still waiting. I still can't get no information or no contact. The family been calling the Ministry of Health. Family was told they're not getting anyone. And I've said before, time and time again, the family should not be trying to reach anybody. The Ministry of Health, the police, and whoever. is responsible in this area should be reaching out to the family of the victim, not you. So, my good people, on the 1st of August of this year, 2024, that's 124 days ago, my good friend, Conce Edwards, aka the Buffalo Soldier, aka Lord Black, went missing from a nursing home in Sadlers, our elder home in Sadlers. Those folks at that home knew this was a dementia patient. They might not want to hear me, but if we don't talk the things, then nothing's going to change. I have not been back to the home since we found him. We found him 116 days ago. I went back there just a couple days after to pick up my cousin that was residing there. But outside of that, I have not been back to that home, so I do not know the status of that home. But what I know is that enough have not been done by the Ministry of Health and this government and the police to ensure that this matter does not happen again. So 124 days since he went missing, and still today we're waiting for information. 116 days since he was found in Sadler's Mountain. Negligence. Negligence is the reason why we don't have Lord Black here with us today. Negligence. And we can't run away from that. But the Prime Minister and other ministers are calling individuals in the country who someone might have had an accident. God knows what else. But the Prime Minister, his ministry, Ministry of Health, and the police does not see it fit to follow up with Conce Edwards' family. My good people, whether you all like it or not, you see this particular matter, you're going to cost somebody the election if it does not dealt with. If it's not dealt with, you're going to cost somebody the election, upcoming election, because I ain't going to place until something is done. Something must be done about this situation. Laws must be put in place to ensure that this does not happen again. My archive is loading up, and is set and ready to rumble whenever the election is announced. Things must be put in place in order for me to support candidates in the next election. You cannot ignore things and expect that we're going to just come and re-elect you. We're going to check your scorecard. We're going to mark you hard. Every last one of you are going to get marked very hard. It's been 104 days since Lord Black funeral. 104 days. More than 12 weeks since letters were sent to the Ministry of Health. I delivered 2 of those letters. There are emails addressed on those letters. There are phone numbers on those letters. Calls can be made to let the family members know what is taking place, what is going on, and what can be done. This is not just about Lord Black, it's about the country, our health system as a whole. Look at what's going on across the Nevis. Some hospital wing that they say started at 8 million. Supposed to start in 2017 and complete in 2019. We are now in 2024. And I understand it's over some 30, 40 million done spent, and it's nowhere closer to finish. But for the 2022 elections, general elections in December of 22, they paint up the outside, make it look like a nice brand new hotel. And the campaign was open soon. It was coming soon. But you go over there, go look, you see the bush and the grass them in there. Not a tile laid. Walls still open up. And the people of Nevis sitting over there accepting that. We have to do better than what we are doing, my good people. We came here and we are benefiting from the hard work of the previous people. Many of the things that we're enjoying here, people die for it. If you all seems to forget, let me bring something to your attention. As simple as that overpasses, the little tunnel there by Rams, over there in Buckley's, at the first roundabout there. As simple as that tunnel is, there was a Guyanese that got killed during the construction of that tunnel, where you guys use them as a bypass road going to the airport and going to St. Peter's. People get killed to build this country for us to enjoy. And you all sit back now and think you're entitled. I want to just enjoy and don't want to do all your work. We are to get up off our lazy and think it's Navy's people. Marisha is not here speaking weekly because Marisha have nothing better to do. I'm pretty sure some pretty lovely girls out there be happy to take me for a drink. But I choose to be here to have the conversation with you all. Right? So I have some serious issues with some of you who want to come here on a Wednesday night. I want to tell me that I'm supposed to ease up on the government. I am putting too much pressure on them. What pressure am I putting on them? When the money goes into the account monthly, the pressure don't go up. They send it overseas on some foreign account. The money is too big to stay in the country. You could ask Alvin Brown about that, because I hear Alvin post something about the money going overseas. So you could speak to Alvin about that. He said he can't find the prime minister either. So it's not me alone. But my good people, we got to get serious. Whatever have passed, whatever have done in the past, there are some things we cannot change. So what we can do, like I always do, is ask God to give me the I would like to ask God, as usual, to give me the strength and knowledge and everything I have within me to change the things that I can. And basically, that's what I'm here trying to do on a Wednesday evening. Not to change anybody's mind from supporting a party or whatever. But as I read these things that Tinny Morris used to teach me in Sunday school, one of the things that was edging my brain is the favorite part is that God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things that I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Living one day at a time, enjoying every moment at a time, accepting hardship as a pathway to peace. I get knocked out by all kind of people. The Premier of Nevis put something on his page some day ago and people getting upset over what he said. But it's true. What he was saying is true. Somewhere along the line, somebody out there that you have helped in life is plotting to get rid of you, plotting to undermine you. I go through that daily, right here in St. Kitts right now. There are people that I have helped, that I know they're plotting for me. They see me and they have a problem with me because what? I am talking the things. Prime Minister Ju knows. He know my heart. He know he got my support. But he also know he gonna hear from me. So guess what? My theory again is never to worry about who will be offended if I speak the truth. I worry about people who will be misled, deceive, and destroy if I don't. So I will speak the truth. And who don't like it? Mr. Harley tell me tell her you're tough. You know? And this is the reality of the day. You know? As we approach the 8 o'clock hour, it's about 7:37. I really want you folks to understand. I'm not going overtime tonight because I want to listen to Mr. Martinez so that I have my questions then for him next week. But I want to drop a track here from my boy Adrian Berry. because he asked for it some weeks ago. And I saw it after I signed off. So I want you citizens this evening, let's come together and think about country above self. Our country first, and then man.
Contribute to this land for a much better condition should be the prize. up and show the world where you stand. I never sing anti-government song and cross the country where I belong. It is my country first and then run. Yep, 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 yep.
Yes, that's the man Flying Swallow. The late great Flying Swallow. And you know something? You cannot drop one swallow when you're jamming a swallow. We got to drop this one. Because come 2025, you got to be a dawn of a new day, Dr. Joe. You have to be a dawn of a new day.
An uprising nation could never be a nation when undoubtedly it's heading in the wrong direction. We need cooperation just to solve the problem, otherwise things will remain the same. If we let frustration and hopelessness prevail, by all means the nation is going to fail. With a little practical thoughts and some positive action, we will overcome our own division. We need a sense of purpose, a sense of community, and a welcome hope of sincerity. When we move the clouds that block the flow of progress and positively show we must gain success, cause the war wouldn't take us to a goal. It's cooperation, I'm sure, could bring the problems under control. Only when we start to see eye to eye, we will move to higher heights by and by. Only when we stop all this backbiting, we will have a true country progressing. When we work together through the stormy weather, when we file our motion into one direction, we will definitely be opening up our eyes to see the dawn. Beautiful dawn of a new day. Hatred and suspicion, vice, poverty and crime would only put this place in plenty turmoil. A little time and patience, good public relations, bound to uplift the character of this nation. If we to determine nation's future, we must fight to get conditions better. Success must come either by force or by will, cause we have plenty room for improving still. We can't let this country's plan lay in ruin, cause all of us will end up suffering. It's a long, long way and rough road to travel, but we should be all willing and able. We can't let this country wait by day and sleep by night without gold. It's a monument for third world. Only when we start to see eye to eye, we will move to higher heights by and by. Only when we stop all this backbiting, we will have a true country progressing. When we work together to the stormy weather, when we file our motion into one direction, we will definitely be opening up our eyes to see the dawn, beautiful dawn of a new day. Some people real heartless in every way. They do nothing else but paint this country black every day. Their efforts are fruitless, their poor production. They do not believe in righting the country's wrong. The past wouldn't make the future impossible if we decide to fight and struggle. Although Mother Nature turns against us sometimes, this country nevertheless should be on some good chance for survival. Self-respect and pride along the way is a step forward, I say, to see the dawn of a rising day. Only when we start to see eye to eye, we will move to higher heights by and by. Only when we stop all this backbiting, we will have a true country progressing. When we work together through the stormy weather, when we file our motion into one direction, we will definitely be opening up our eyes to see that dawn, beautiful dawn of a new day.
Sound of the Flying Swallow, the late great Flying Swallow. Yeah, man, serious thing there. Very serious thing. My good people, as I said, as we chip in towards the top of the hour, we'll be getting out of here. First, let me remind you that the funeral of Miss Joycelyn Strawn, my cousin there, will be taking place next Wednesday, the 18th of December, over at the Bethesda Moravian Church in Keon. I knew there was a Moravian church, but it's going to be at the Moravian Church in Keon next Wednesday. Viewing at 1. So check it out. Hail up my boy there, Brother Alex and his team. Let them know that DJ Marisha will be there to support the family. I also want to big up the folks that has been contributing over the past months to my initiative there. People like the good folks there, Brother Jeff Freights and Son over there, Enterprises, Jeff Freights and Son Enterprises over there in the Molyneux area there, supermarket, and the Freights Bakery there in the Borio area there. Also want to big up my boy there, Brother Eustace Warner there. Warner's One Stop, Bird Rocks and Kits. Thanks for your continued support. My boy, Brother Paris, Romeo Paris, the Paris Pharmacy. Thanks for your continued support. Also want to big up Sister Gloria Hutchinson. Gloria, my cousin there, Smart, they're located at Central Street there next to Skelec, St. Kitts. Thank you, Gloria, for your continued support. Also want to big up Sister Liba there, Sister Blanchett, Sister Naomi. How about my girl Hazel Claxton? Thanks for your continued support. The man Daniel Shaw there. Also Roma Jeffers there in the UK. Romella Jeffers, sorry. Also want to big up Brother Peter Jenkins Funeral Home. Remember, the good people, they never refuse you when you decide to take that ride. And my boy there, the man Peter Clark, Sadler Funeral Home there in Sandy Point, Box Road, Sandy Point. Fine people, they never refuse you when you decide to take that final sleep or the final drive. I'll be getting an ad together there for my boy Peter, so that you guys can check out my boy, Brother Peter. Well, as I said before, I'm not going to be able to say much of a hail up tonight because I wanted to stop at 8 to give my boy there, Brother Martinez, the opportunity to do his live. So I just want to say good evening to Sister Anelta Robinson, Beverly Marisha, good evening. How are you doing, Cora Bennett? Good evening, Beverly. Kia, Sister there, my missionary, Deborah Wallace, Brother Roger Wallace. My good folks there, Gloria Beard, Victor Beard, Melissa Beard. Over in the Trinidad area, you have the man there. Brother Daniel Chanel, good evening to you good folks. How about Sister Gwyneth Marisha, my son there, Jeffroy Jr. there in the LA area, Sister Jazz, and my daughter there, Rochelle, in the Ohio area. Well, it's now 7 minutes before the hour of 8. So let me drop the unofficial anthem here of the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis. This one, lovely music, but listen to the lyrics. This one is called Arise by the late great King Arrow. My good people, sorry I couldn't hail up many of you this evening, but duty calls.
Would you stand up and see your country dying and never lend a helping hand? Would you see your children's future dwindling, creating much disillusion? Or would we watch on idly, disregarding our self-sufficiency? Reunification, building a brand new nation. We'll move on together, hand in hand. Rise, citizens, arise. The country is yours, all yours, still yours. Building a wall so massive or a bridge, don't care how small, as one tends to divide our people, the other unite us all. Unambitious men just cannot be a part of this community. Displaying selfishness, a total lack of interest. No, I said no, not at all. Citizens, let's unite and stand up for rights, all our lives and our lives. Let us reintegrate and correct our mistakes. Reunification, building a brand new nation. We move on together, hand in hand. Rise, citizens, arise. The country is yours, all yours, still yours. developing a citizen's peace. Oh, my country in this harmony, separated politically. Hatred for a brother cannot love each other. No, I say no, not at all. Citizens, let's unite and stand up for rights, all our lives and our lives. Let us reintegrate and correct our mistakes. Reunification, building a brand new nation. We move on together hand in hand. So rise, citizens, arise. The country is yours, all yours, still yours.
Yes, my good people, and with that final track, we bring it to the close. See you next Wednesday, same place, same time.